Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 20th, 2017. The big news today, the devastation of Puerto Rico by Hurricane Maria. They're saying this is the worst impact for Puerto Rico from a hurricane since 1932. We're going to talk about why that's so interesting. Just yesterday, it was Mexico City, the 32-year anniversary of their earthquake, and one very close in proximity, high in magnitude, that caused a lot of damage, right on the 32-year anniversary. Now, Puerto Rico, worst hurricane since 32. Just before Puerto Rico got it, this was September 18th. September 18th, 2 days earlier, when they were saying Puerto Rico was going to be a direct hit with this hurricane. 2 days prior, it was the island of Dominica, which got destroyed. If you've been following my work from last month into this month on weather warfare and storms that truly are weapons that are destined for targets on certain dates, if you missed that work, we've been talking a lot about a certain number, and that number is 146. Go see the film on Rubin Carter, the boxer, called The Hurricane. That film's 146 minutes long. And in case you're new here, we talk about gematria. The name Carter, the name of that boxer, 97. Carter 97, just like Hurricane. Hurricane 97 as well as 146. And in case you missed my work on that boxer, Rubin Carter, Bob Dylan had a benefit concert for him in Houston, even though the crime happened up in the northeast of the United States, and even though Bob Dylan's from Minnesota, he had a benefit concert in Houston in 76. Rubin Carter ended up dying at age 76, and Bob Dylan's 76 right now. I want to show you something about the name Rubin, the first name of that boxer who was nicknamed the Hurricane. Rubin equals 239. Houston flooded on the 239th day of the year, August 27th. Notice that 239 is the 52nd prime. The word flood, using the alphabetic order, is 52. Just like the word earth, hurricane also has the gematria of 52. The day Houston flooded was a date with 52 numerology plus a million other things. If you missed my work on the Houston flooding, you got to go back and watch it. So important. Anyhow, the coding of storms with numbers and targets, this is the day and age we're living at. And the same people who run Hollywood are the same people who control your military, your government, your money. It's all one big cabal. Practicing Kabbalah, which is having everything to do with coding letters and numbers together. Look up what Kabbalah is. Look up what gematria is. So anyhow, Dominica got wrecked September 18th, 2017. Dominica has this gematria of 146 like hurricane. The date it got wrecked was September 18th, 2017, a date with 44 numerology. Military equals 44. Kill equals 44. So does HAARP. HAARP. If you do not know what this is, stands for High Auroral Activity Research Project. This machine has the power to modify weather, cause earthquakes, and is admitted to by the U.S. government. These HAARP devices have been built all over the world by world governments since they were first admitted to in the 90s. Hurricane, using the Frank Baconis cipher, also 193, which is the 44th prime. Isn't it fitting? Something that's destructive, something that kills. Secretary of Defense equals 193, the 44th prime. Again, military 44, soldier 44, infantry 44, trooper 44, officer 44, soldier 44. The head of the Secretary of Defense is Mad Dog. Mad Dog equals 44. He came in as a 44-year veteran of the Marines. This stuff, it's not coincidence. It's ritual. And it's done every time. There's no exceptions. Our military department's a geometric object. Why do we have a pentagon that's 5 floors tall with a 5-acre court? 5-sided building, pentagon. They were saying it was going to be a Category 5, fitting after the Pentagon mentioned. It ended up being a Category 4. Again, military 44, kill 44. We spell 40 that funny way. 40 days and 40 nights was the flood. Houston equals 40 like the flood, like Old Testament. Anyway, this is what I wrote on September 18th. This is from September 18th, and I wrote this throughout the week prior to this. I just followed the headlines like I always do. But I said, okay, they're sure that it's going to hit Puerto Rico on September 20th, 2017. That's a date with a life lesson number of 39. Maria equals 39. Every alphabet that has an M, the word for Mason starts with M. M's the 13th letter in the English alphabet. Masonry's 39, just like secrecy's 39, just like empire's 39, just like freedom's 39. Here's what I'm saying. Puerto Rico, it's been on the table that they want to become a U.S. nation, or at least part of the people there want to. The U.S. has been considering making Puerto Rico the 51st state for a while. Is Puerto Rico about to officially join the empire, even though they're already a part of it? I mean, it's 50 states and 1 million territories, especially islands in the ocean for military strategic purposes. Just like Teddy Roosevelt once gave a speech that the United States needed to secure Hawaii from the Asians to ensure the future white race. You know, that was the thought back then. Teddy Roosevelt, if we don't take Hawaii, get this military stronghold, the Asians might overtake us. Well, looks like they overtook us anyway if you've ever been to West Coast universities. You know what I mean? UCLA has been the University of Caucasians lost among Asians since the 80s. And it's pretty much true about all the West Coast universities. And there's a reason for that, you know? A lot of people like to comment that there's no such thing as race. That's not true at all. If you're saying shit like that, you're saying something completely false. Race is a very real thing. It's just that we need to learn how to get along, you know, as races. Stop hating each other over our differences. But there's such huge differences between race. People who say this stuff like no difference in race, you guys are just repeating bullshit. You know, there's a reason Asians dominate academia. You know, it's not a coincidence. My girlfriend's Asian. You should see the way she studies. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, they come over, they can hardly speak English, and they get the highest grades in the class. There's something different about the Asian mind when it comes to studying and test taking. They don't even need the language to ace the exam. And this isn't true for all Asian people. You know, there is stereotypes here to a degree, but overwhelmingly you see that races have characteristics. There's a reason that people of African descent dominate athletics, you know? If you're a basketball player like me and you played against black athletes your whole life, you know there's something special. You know, these guys that have legs that look like toothpicks, but they can jump over your head. You know, what is that? What is that? You know, incredible athletic ability. Not only can they jump, they're fast as hell, you know. Sure, there's white people, there's Arabic people. I've met people of all races who are fast. I'm pretty fast myself. I'm pretty athletic myself. But I'm just saying, you see certain races have advantages. So anyhow, Puerto Rico, they want to join the United States, you know. Are they going to earn it through this storm, this weather warfare? Hurricane Maria. In Gematria, 139 like Freemasonry like America. You see? Well-named storm for the island, for the nation,